Now, we all heard those stories about how Marjorie Harvey has Steve wrapped around her finger. And one person who can vouch for that is none other than Michael B. Jordan, because he almost met the same fate when he was dating Marjorie and Steve's daughter, Lori Harvey. The streets are saying that Michael is thanking his stars that he no longer has to associate with the Harvey family, and that he is saved from Lori because she was using the same tactic as Marjorie is using on Steve. So is Steve really that blinded by his love for Marjorie that he can't see right from wrong? So we all know about the messy drama that has been going on in Steve's marriage. First with Marjorie's ex-husband coming out to expose her dirty secrets, and then Marjorie being accused of cheating on him and all that stuff. And there are so many people who believe that Steve is powerless when it comes to Marjorie, and he is almost like her lapdog. And many fans have been wondering what tea Michael is sitting on, because he has a history with the Harvey family and knows them well. So he has a very good idea of what is going on in the family. Now, most of y'all probably think that Michael B. Jordan only got to know Steve and Marjorie when he started dating their daughter, Lori. But that's not the case, because MBJ has a history with the Harveys that goes further back than this relationship with Lori, and that's how he met Lori in the first place. Michael B. Jordan was great friends with the Harveys, and it wasn't a casual friendship. He hung out with the family a lot, and even his parents got to know Steve and Marjorie, and both families became quite friendly.
This guy is such a good guy, man. Is one of the nicest guys, man. I met his father. You know, I've set up with him. We've talked for hours. I just can't find nothing wrong with him. I'm hoping to, you know, between me and you, well, this ain't nothing between me and you. Hell, we on TV. I'm hoping this lasts, you know, because this is a really, really good guy, man. Yeah.
Steve was full of praise for Michael, and he was also in full support of the relationship. I mean, from the way he talked about the relationship, it was clear that he wouldn't mind very much if MBJ asked for his permission to propose to Lori. I mean, he liked MBJ and knew that he was a good man who came from a good and solid family. So what more could he ask for? Well, it was kind of shocking when Steve randomly changed his mind about Michael a couple of months into the relationship. He went from being 100% in support of the relationship to barely being able to talk about the relationship in public. In an interview on the Ellen Show, Ellen showed him a picture of Lori sitting in MBJ's lap, and Steve expressed his discomfort. And before y'all start talking about how Steve was probably just weirded out by the picture of Lori and MBJ looking all cozy and stuff, let me remind y'all that Lori used to post a lot of videos of her kissing Future, and Steve never had anything to say about that. If there is one relationship that Steve should have been concerned about, it was Lori's relationship with Future. I mean, Future isn't called the king of toxicity for nothing. He has 7 kids with 7 different baby mamas, and that's a huge red flag on its own. But somehow, Steve was more concerned about MBJ, who he had known for years and thought highly of. Yeah, the math ain't mathing on this one. The situation got even weirder when Steve went on a talk show on Today with Hoda and Jenna, and they asked him what he thought of Lori and MBJ potentially getting married.
Years. All right, now, Lori and Michael have been dating for over a year now. If he were to ask to marry her, would you approve?
I would have to say so far, no, man.
Again, it was weird that he had such a strong reaction to the thought of MBJ and Lori getting married when he had previously said that he hoped that the relationship lasted forever. Well, according to several people, Marjorie could have a role to play in that. You see, there is this wild theory that Marjorie wears the pants in the family and calls all the shots, and Steve pretty much always goes with whatever Marjorie wants, even if it's not what he wants, because it's just easier to go ahead than to try to change Marjorie's mind. She runs the family with an iron fist, and it's her way or the highway. Like, several sources have confirmed that Steve's own biological kids can't stand Marjorie because of the way she has been running things and trying to distance Steve from their father. Even Steve's second wife, Mary, blames Marjorie for ruining their marriage and turning her son Winton against her. Anyways, back to Michael. You see, the situation gets even weirder theater when you realize that Marjorie never really criticized the relationship while it was still going strong. And many fans believe that people loved MBJ, so if she publicly dissed MBJ or talked about how she didn't want him dating Lori, she was going to get dragged through the filth, so she sent Steve to do her dirty work. I don't know how valid this is, but that is what the internet is saying, and hey, there is no smoke without fire. I mean, knowing Marjorie's past, it's not all that crazy to believe the story that she is running the family with an iron fist. I mean, people on social media have literally nicknamed her Lady Heroin because of her past marriages to drug dealers. In case you've missed all the tea on Marjorie's past, her first two husbands were both drug kingpins who got busted by the authorities. The interesting thing about this is that on both occasions, the authorities strongly suspected that Marjorie was involved in the business with her husbands, but she made her husbands take the fall for her so she can go scot-free. Do y'all know how wild it is that she married not one but two drug dealers and made them take the fall for her? And if Marjorie was able to get them to do what she tells them, is she capable of being able to control Steve easily? Well, y'all can decide that on your own. I mean, Steve first started pursuing Marjorie in the 90s, but she wasn't interested because he was broke. And she told him straight up that she doesn't deal with brokies. So Steve focused on his work, made millions, divorced his second wife, who literally put her entire life savings into helping him build his career, and married Marjorie, the same woman who didn't want him when he was broke. So yeah, Marjorie has had a very strong hold on Steve before they got married, and it has only gotten stronger since. But that's not all MBJ had to say, because he also cleared up a misconception people had about Steve. When he and Lori broke up, Marjorie shaded him by posting this video.
You sit in too long, it stops smelling. So come the out of there.
Steve also tweeted, "Love yourself, my G," and everyone just kind of assumed that he was shading MBJ. But according to insiders, it was a word of advice to him because Steve was telling Michael not to fight for his relationship with Lori because someone else was controlling the situation. Now, all these new allegations had fans saying stuff like, Steve Harvey's wife Marjorie got some stuff with her, huh? Her two ex-husbands, both drug lords and cousins, got Steve to adopt her adult kids? People said she was controlling, but I know a mastermind when I see one. Marjorie is a hustler from way back. She knows the rules of the game and she plays for high stakes. She's also a survivor. She walked away from 2 FBI and DEA cases. That woman has skills. She's smart enough to go legit and help make a money machine named Steve Harvey, professional manipulator. And we can all tell that she is the final boss just by how Steve talks about Marjorie. It's like there is a sniper rifle aimed at him. So what do you guys think about all these new revelations about Marjorie calling all the shots and Steve being her lapdog? Drop your thoughts in the comments, then check out this next video.